Yeah. It's not my fault, it's the bus drivers.
Yeah. Guess what route I took to get here?
Yo, I was kind of thinking you would bike. Screwing with the camera.
Yeah, 2 reasons I didn't bike. One, both of my main bikes have flat tires right now.
Very good.
And I just haven't gotten around to changing the tires. Number 2, like...
Yeah, I bet if we're fast we could get it still.
Do you want to try? Where's the next stop? Is it on Lake?
I think it might be on Lake. Ooh.
Yes,
Okay.
It is on Lake.
Okay, then maybe not, because the lake is turned green.
Yeah, when I saw it like pull up here, and then I was like, well, if Ian walks up soon enough, maybe we can flag down the driver. Yeah,
I was like, well, maybe he'll wait because he sees the 6 get no.
Yeah, no.
He's got places to be.
But yeah, no. The other reason I didn't bring my bike is just because like I needed to stop by like Cena's place to you know, do the cat litter and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just didn't want to be like today's a transit day. It's not a biking day, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the hint here is that you were at Steven's place. So I'm gonna say the 4, and then just kind of like walked over.
No, I walked up to the 21 and took the 21 over.
Very nice.
So yeah, when I got here and I was like, oh, which one of these is going to be like the return trip?
Probably the same bus.
It looks like it. So mine was like the one that was last in line.
Okay, that guy.
And then, yeah, because that's the thing about the 21, right?
Yeah.
If you want to ride it end to end from Uptown Transit Center to Union Depot, you can only take the 21A.
Yep.
None of the rest of the letters go all the way to St. Paul.
Yep.
And there's a lot of letters.
There is.
Yeah. So,
excuse me.
So what's our point here, Ian? What are we doing today?
So, as you rightfully pointed out to me in text, the 21 is undergoing a major change in about a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See if that will actually show up or something. Yeah,
Maybe,
that'll work.
Maybe camera higher?
Yeah. Or closer. I don't know. Yeah. You see, we're like we're at here, kind of.
This spot.
Oh, sorry, here. Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be
there.
starting and terminating there from now on.
Right. So the story I heard about this is Metro Transit is more or less getting kicked out of Uptown Transit Center due to just all sorts of construction going on. Not at the moment,
okay.
but like...
No,
yeah.
but no other transit agency is taking over. We're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, there's the whole Pennington Avenue reconstruction kerfuffle that we're not going to get into again.
Yeah.
Because it's still a sore spot.
Sure.
And I guess Xcel Energy is also doing some utility work around here.
Okay.
So I don't know why it's just the 21 to start with. Because like, the 612 and the 6 and the 17 and
right.
A couple other buses go here. But yeah, that'll be the first one, I guess, in December. And that's going to happen anyway because of the B-line extension.
Right, that's what I was going to say. This is aligned with what the B-line is going to be.
Yes.
Like, it will not be stopping at this transit center.
Correct.
It'll be going all the way to France.
Yeah, it'll just keep going on late.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the other reason why, since B-line construction kind of already has started.
Yeah.
This is.
I get all the email updates.
I'm sure you do. This is kind of the last opportunity we'll have to get the true 21 experience, I guess.
Yeah. Are any of the... I know they've been starting to paint some of the bus-only lanes. So we'll get a little bit of that, right?
Yeah, I don't think the eastbound side any are open. But according to the website, from the river to 27th Avenue, that's all open and buses are using it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And with that kills about what? 6 of the 17 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah. So here we go. We are off. I can't see that out the front worth a dang, but just trust me, that light's green. So we will put to the test if the B-line is actually any faster.
Yeah, what do we know about the schedule of the B-line? Has it been locked in place?
Well, the goal is 20%. I think they say for the letter routes, 20% faster than whatever route came before it.
Sure,
So, like,
sure.
5 versus D line, 84 versus A line, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So said it was what, an hour and 15 to Union Depot?
Yep. That's what the schedule says.
Right. We'll see if that actually happens. It is a Sunday. So that's, let me think, 75 minutes. So about a 15-minute reduction is what they're aiming for.
Alright.
About an hour.
Sure. Which, I mean, is probably enough of a reduction for the transit app to not suggest taking the 6 to the Green Line as an alternative.
Yeah, but not enough to not suggest taking the 6 to a Greyhound bus.
Right. Well, okay, actually, so there's the time reduction, like, there's the speed increase,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
then there's also the fact that the B line will not be taking the little jog up to University Avenue.
Right.
So you have less distance to cover.
Right, that too.
So it'll probably be better than a 15-minute, you know,
Yeah, and yeah, 20%, like I said, is their target. We don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. Have you ridden the 21 before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay.
Yeah. The local legend, Nicollet Kmart, is no more. Some of the bus shelters on this route have like a little special design on them that says Lake Street.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that was about. That had to be some sort of like branding thing.
Yeah. Creating an identity for,
Yeah.
you know. Let's get a yellow circle.
We got some more B-line infrastructure. Starting to get to the bus lane too, looks like.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't, just not completely painted here, I guess.
I guess they decided to paint the words only.
Yeah.
Where was I that I saw one that specifically said, like, buses and bikes only? And it wasn't painted completely red.
I don't know about that, but I know, like, at the river, it says buses and bikes only. I
Yes,
think.
it was on the St. Paul side.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on the downhill approach
Okay,
to the
gotcha.
bridge.
I thought that was all painted red.
Not when I was there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they're gonna like keep it that way.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm in like downtown, if I turn onto one of the streets that has bus only lanes, I'm always wondering like, okay, me as a cyclist, am I supposed to be in this right hand lane or not?
Sure.
I don't feel very safe going in the second to most right hand lane. That feels very wrong.
Yeah. The stop is further ahead of us, but there's like no space between the curb and the road. So I wonder if we're stopped here for the time point.
Yeah, we're probably a little ahead of schedule.
Very unusual.
Yeah.
The end is in sight. Something we should talk about, which we neglected to, is what is the purpose of the B-line? For people who aren't familiar with like even Metro Transit.
With you, what bus rapid transit is and everything.
Yeah. And like why here and everything.
So, Metro Transit is the main transit agency that we have in the cities, operated by the Metropolitan Council. The B line is one of our arterial bus rapid transits routes. And
Fancy way to say it is the bus we first stopped.
yeah, and like BRT is a phrase that is used internationally for like certain types of improvements that you can do to a bus corridor, right? So having its own dedicated right of way, having like stations that are spaced out a little bit farther apart than what you normally think of for a local bus, paying before you board, those kinds of things that all like speed up the route. In the Twin Cities, because I think mostly there just wasn't as much political will to do the like dedicated right-of-way part of that equation. Metro Transit came up with this arterial BRT. first?
I think so.
Yeah. It's all under construction right now.
Yeah, it's all up in the air. And you know the reason they're doing it here is because the 21 is something like the second most popular bus route in the city.
Right. And, you know, infamously, like, one of the slowest routes to take from end to end.
That too, yeah. There's parts where it averages about 8 miles an hour, or even over like the whole thing, I think. Because it's about 10 miles for the whole trip, and it's taking us about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah. We're at like 55 right now.
Yeah. We're only at Dale Street. Probably got another 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, an hour 10.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now we gotta get through the throngs of people that are here for the holiday festival.
But that's fine, because we're here for the holiday festival too.
That's true. But we're here for the holiday festival. We're not here to sit on the bus. Well, okay, we are here to sit on the bus too, but like, you get what I'm saying. Thank you. What was the final time?
1:10:44.
All right. Turn trip.
But not for us.
But not for us.
We're not.
Like-
We're not doing an Ian Gaida special. Go to a destination and immediately hop on the
Immediately-
first return.
Immediately just whip it and head back.
Incredible.
No. We won't be back here for a year and a half, 2 years when the beeline opens. Well, we might ride the 21, but like,
I'll be. Yeah.
Yeah. the video will continue then.
Yeah.
Is what I meant.
Yeah. When is it supposed to open? 2024 or 20? No, it's pushed
July
back to 25.
2025, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems so absurd because it's not like, you know, they're not constructing all new right of way.
Right.
You know, it's just going to be on the normal road. Why can't we
For the
just
most
run?
part.
Why can't we just run the bus?
And you know, slowly, I guess the improvements will be implemented to the point where, you know, beeline opening day is probably just giving you buses.
Sure. Yeah.
But-
with the pretty dark blue livery.
Welcome back. It's November 8th, 2025.
No, it's definitely opening day of the Beeline.
Oh, yes, that's
we
right.
dressed this way in June in Minnesota.
Ignore that tree. It's just dying.
It's totally not the day when Metro Transit is
Uh,
celebrating 1 million rides on this route.
Yeah, no, definitely not. We definitely got this done in a timely manner, and we're not on the train to Detroit at the time of filming, or at the time of opening day. And there is another good reason for us to shoot this late, and that is 94 construction. That's finally wrapped up.
Sure. Yeah.
Because everyone was going on Lake Street, and the purpose of this video is like a fair comparison between the Beeline and the 21. So, don't want to get caught there.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, the 21 was already benefiting from a lot of the bus-only lanes on Lake.
That's true.
At the time that we rode it, whenever that was.
No, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think did we have any of the bus lanes by then?
I feel like there was some red paint on the ground.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, here we are at the Western Terminus.
Yep.
Very unassuming.
Just a normal Metro Transit bus shelter with stuff on it.
Yep.
Please note, Route 17 does not stop here. Please board Route 17 at the Northwest stop on Lake Street.
Yeah, you got to wonder how many people make that mistake before they decide, like, we got to put up a sign.
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that guy's gone, so
Yeah, we'll catch the next one.
catch the next one. I don't know what else there is to say right here.
Yeah, I think most of my thoughts are going to start when we
When we
cross
actually
the
get-
bridge over the green line.
Yeah, mine too.
So,
I will say, I rode the Beeline out here, and it did seem much faster.
okay.
Because I took Orange Line to the Beeline and got here like 10 minutes faster than Google said I would.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Nice.
That's a good sign.
I took the 17, which does not stop here.
That probably was the 17 I would have taken out downtown if I took that route. Yeah.
Yep. So, here we go.
Here we go. There. I missed the start because my phone won't start recording, but and you also missed the start by a couple seconds. But you know, it's about an hour. That's close enough. So we are rolling, and then we'll add a lap once we get to Hennepin, just kind of as a comparison to the old 21.
Yep.
This is the Lake and Green Line station. Not open yet because the Green Line's not open, but once it is, that's going to be gangbusters. We are approaching Hennepin. 7 minutes so far, that's not bad. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Wait until you see the cannabis dispensary.
Wait till you see the reds of their eyes. All right, go.
Oh, I already did.
Oh, you did. Perfect. What are you? So had this burnt down by the time we did our ride?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But yeah, the Kmart's gone now, and they're almost done reconnecting Nicollet. It's a shame it's just a normal street, though. There's really no reason for that. It could just be a busway.
Yeah. The bridge just got taken down just a few weeks ago.
That's true, yeah.
So
it'll probably be a while before it's fully open.
Right.
So is this part of the bus lane actually parking, or are there just a whole bunch of people parked illegally?
Definitely no parking.
Yep. Something I'll point out is just how much more bus lane there is going westbound compared to eastbound. And we are definitely feeling it right now. So something I'm interested to see. I know they added some temporary bus lanes. These ones are permanent. But they did add temporary ones between, was it Cretin and Cleveland, or?
I think it was from Snelling to Cretin, something like that.
Okay. I wonder if those are still there. So I'm going to record this, and I'm going to go back in post and actually look and try to figure out where those were. And then I'll put like some text on screen.
By the way, we got to the river and it's been 42 minutes.
42 minutes. Okay. And these say bike bus only.
Yes.
Interesting.
This is the only place in the Twin Cities that I'm aware of that the bus lane specifically says bike and bus.
Other than maybe Nicollet Mall, but yeah. I mean, it's generally understood that you can bike on Nicollet Mall,
Right,
but it
right,
doesn't.
but it is literally painted
It's
on.
literally painted
Yeah.
in the pavement. Okay, so there's the end. I think that was Cleveland.
Yeah. And this is the reason that they put bike and bus.
Yeah.
Is because there's a bike lane on.
Oh wait, no, they still got.
Hey!
They still got the temporary markings there.
For Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. Okay. Okay, it looks like we've got one more here, maybe. So Wilder is where it starts. Maybe, unless we see it at the next intersection. But I don't think we will. Yeah, okay, that's it. But they are still there. They did seemingly forget to remove those after 94 construction finished. So that's good. Hang on, what's going on here? What is this? We got one here. This one die? Oh, maybe this one died. And that's why that one's there. I thought we were just bunching. So one of the big time savers compared to the 21 is we're not on University right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're still on Selby.
Look at that, an hour car.
Hey. Oh, that's the color I wanted mine to be. But they were impossible to find in any color, really. Anyway. So yeah, we just keep going straight instead of doing that little jog up. So that saves a bit of time. We are just now entering downtown St. Paul, and we're about a little over an hour in. 105 and change. I'm kind of worried this isn't actually going to be faster now. That's not the result I was expecting.
From Hennepin, we're at 58 minutes.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
But I think it was 105 last time. I mean, you guys will have just seen it, but I haven't looked at it in a couple years.
You don't have to admit that. You can just record voiceover at home.
I don't want to do that. That takes work. I just want to slam this together and put this up, man. Mm-hmm. I've been struggling recently with higher production value videos.
15. Nearly an hour and 8 from Hennepin.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to go back just to be sure. I mean, technically, we're not even off the bus yet. But
I'm pretty sure that I just hit the stop button and we're on this side of the platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's 20 minutes. So that clearly wasn't the result we expected or hoped for.
I remember before the B line opened and I I was in the transit app and I did a hypothetical trip from like a nighttime concert here in downtown St. Paul back to home in Uptown. And it was telling me like, oh yeah, taking the 94 and then the 6 would be faster than taking the B line. And and that was kind of when I started thinking about, oh, is the B line actually going to be like a game changer versus the 21?
It's worth pointing out that ridership's already up like 30% compared to 21 ridership. But I think what this trip proves is that, and I've been saying this for a while, not everything can be fixed by just making the buses a little bit better.
Right.
Sometimes you do need, especially for a route like the 21, these really heavy, high-frequency routes, sometimes you do need heavy infrastructure changes. You need light rail or a streetcar or something, busway, whatever.
I think the 21 probably couldn't have handled this much ridership because
that's true.
Guaranteed articulated buses on every single trip.
Oh. Okay. My microphone just fell off. I'll just hold it here for now.
Yeah, so I mean that higher ridership is like facilitated by the fact that we have articulated buses on every single trip on the B line. And honestly, I mean, more people getting on and off the bus is probably part of what slows it down.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah. Or rather keeps it from being a noticeable speed improvement above and beyond the 21.
I will say, another bus did just roll in behind us.
We had 3 in a row.
What we think happened with that one that we passed, and then we had that other one in front of us the whole time.
Yeah.
We think the one 20 minutes ahead of us broke down, so then the one 10 minutes ahead caught up.
And had to get everybody.
Yeah. And then we kind of ended up behind them in this last little bit. I don't know if that really would have saved us much time if that didn't happen. And the
bus in front of us picking everybody up instead of us having to pick people up probably speeded us up.
Oh yeah, that too. That's the other side of it.
Up.
Yeah.
That's how language works.
Yep.
But yeah, this is why I'm like excited about things like the Gold Line extension.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, highway BRT like is a hell of a lot. Like that makes a big difference.
Yeah,
compared to actually biking everywhere.
Sure.
And busing, on city streets. Yeah.
That's why I'm looking forward to the Green Line extension.
Yeah.
Because, I have family in the Southwest Metro, and having an actual strong, fast, frequent transit route down there will be a game changer for me.
There you go.
Is that everything?
I think so.
Should we go to the event? Do we have time?
What event?
The 1 million riders event for the B line.
That's all the way over at Kingfield Recreation Center?
No, Martin Luther King. It's on it's in St. Paul. It's on Dale and Selby, I think.
Oh, I thought it was at the Martin Luther King.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know the one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes way more. That's a location that makes way more sense. All right. So get on to the next.
Let's get on the next one. Well, it's almost 3, but the food's free. The band's playing. We're still partying.